Have you ever heard of a place so cursed that an entire village becomes a no-go zone after sunset? Deep in the rural heartlands of Cambodia lies a village shrouded in a chilling legend, a place locals whisper about but dare not name. They call it the village no one enters at night. This isn't just a spooky campfire story. For the people who live there, it's a terrifying reality. Imagine a place where, as darkness falls, an unsettling silence descends, only to be broken by sounds that make your blood run cold. What happens in this village when the sun goes down? Residents report hearing phantom sounds drifting through the rice paddies. Sometimes it's the rhythmic beat of ceremonial drums, as if a spectral procession is underway. Other times, it's the haunting echo of chanting, a chorus of ghostly voices reciting ancient prayers or incantations. And on the worst nights, it's the heart-wrenching sound of weeping, a sorrow so profound it seems to seep from the very soil. These aren't just tricks of the wind. They're distinct, clear, and utterly terrifying. The villagers have learned to live by one strict rule. Once midnight strikes, no one leaves their home. The air outside becomes thick with an unseen presence, a malevolent energy that seems to hunt for anyone foolish enough to be out. Those who have dared to venture out, perhaps out of bravery, necessity, or disbelief, often pay a heavy price. Many fall mysteriously ill shortly after, suffering from fevers, delirium, and a wasting sickness that doctors can't explain. Their bodies weaken, and their minds are plagued by nightmares. Even more disturbing are the stories of those who briefly vanish. A person might step out for just a moment, only to disappear completely. Panic ensues, search parties are formed, but they find no trace. Then, hours, or even a day later, the missing person reappears, dazed and confused, with no memory of where they've been or what happened to them. They often return with strange scratches or bruises, as if they've been dragged through the undergrowth, but their minds are a complete blank. It's a terrifying form of temporal amnesia, a lost time that no one can account for. The curse doesn't just affect the people, it poisons the land itself. During the periods when the hauntings are most active, the village's livelihood suffers. Lush green crops that were healthy by day start to wither and die overnight, turning black and brittle as if scorched by an unseen fire. The soil refuses to yield, and the threat of famine looms over the community. The animals are the first to sense the change. Livestock become agitated and fearful, refusing to eat or sleep. Dogs that are usually protective and brave will cower and whine, their eyes fixed on empty corners, growling at something no one else can see. Birds fall silent, and the usual night symphony of insects and frogs is replaced by an eerie quiet. It's as if all of nature is holding its breath, waiting for the horror to pass. The village elders, the keepers of history and tradition, carry the weight of this curse in their weary eyes. They are the ones who issue stark warnings to any outsiders or travelers who happen to find themselves near the village as dusk approaches. Do not enter after dark, they plead. Do not stay the night. Whatever you do, do not answer if you hear a voice calling your name from the darkness. Their warnings aren't meant to be inhospitable. They are a desperate attempt to protect others from the fate that has befallen their community. They know that the force haunting their village does not distinguish between resident and stranger. So, where did this terrible curse come from? The elders speak of a dark chapter in the village's history, a story of a grave injustice that was never set right. Decades ago, a terrible crime was committed here. A group of innocent people were wrongly accused and brutally punished, their cries for justice ignored. They died with hearts full of anger and sorrow, their spirits bound to the land where they suffered. Their unresolved anguish festered, growing into a powerful curse that now holds the entire community hostage. It's a haunting reminder that a collective wrong, a communal sin, can stain a place for generations. The suffering wasn't just individual. It was a communal failure to protect the innocent, and now the entire community shares the paranormal consequences. The curse isn't constant. It ebbs and flows like a tide of darkness. But when it returns, there is only one way to make it recede. The villagers must come together to perform ancient rituals. They gather for ceremonies passed down through generations, making offerings of food, incense, and flowers at a makeshift shrine. They pray for forgiveness, not just for their ancestors, but for the collective silence that allowed the injustice to happen. They plead with the restless spirits, asking for peace and a temporary reprieve. Only after these rituals are meticulously performed does the supernatural activity begin to subside. The phantom drums fall silent, the ghostly crying fades, and the land begins to heal. But the villagers know it's only a matter of time before the cycle begins again. This story from Cambodia is a powerful and unsettling example of how the spiritual world is believed to be interwoven with our own. It's not just about a haunted house or a single ghost. It's about a community bearing the burden of an unresolved past. The village serves as a living lesson that some wounds are so deep they don't just scar a person. They can poison the very earth and curse an entire community until justice, or at least atonement, is finally served. It makes you wonder how many other places around the world are silently paying for the forgotten sins of the past. What do you think? Could a collective injustice really lead to a multi-generational haunting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Then, if you found this story as fascinating and chilling as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the world's most mysterious and haunted places. Thanks for watching.